Hey friends, today we're going to be talking about why the seafood boil you just made will one day put Bangladesh underwater. Mangrove trees are found in the tropics and subtropics that are characterized by their ability to thrive in salt water. They protect coastlines by holding back floods, operate as nurseries for various species of fish, and are very biodiverse. You must be thinking, wow, this must be great for tropical ecosystems. I bet these trees are well taken care of and are not threatened whatsoever. Mangroves are the most carbon-rich forests in the tropics, and blue carbon emissions have been seriously augmented because of deforestation. Blue carbon is the carbon stored, sequestered, and released from coastal and marine ecosystems. Blue carbon ecosystems are about 51 million hectare acres that store 11.5 billion tons of carbon, and the highest blue carbon pools happen to be mangroves. Blue carbon ecosystems play an important role in regulating the climate, meaning the conservation of mangroves can actually reduce the impacts of climate change. But here's where the problem comes in: deforestation. Of all deforested mangroves, 52% of it was done for the purpose of creating shrimp farms and other forms of aquaculture. When mangroves are deforested, the large amounts of blue carbon stored in the soils and biomass are released as carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The emissions from 1 hectare acre of mangroves converted to a shrimp pond is equal to the emissions of cutting down 5 hectare acres of tropical evergreen forests. Mangrove deforestation is actually responsible for 57% of blue carbon emissions each year. Carbon tends to be cited as the main reason for climate change, and Bangladesh tends to be disproportionately affected by it. Without mangroves, Bangladesh is more susceptible to damage from floods since there would no longer be anything to absorb wave energy or stabilize the coastal land. Various species of fish are also impacted by mangrove deforestation, as pollutants and solid partial runoffs from flood change the salinity of the surrounding waters. Changes in water temperature also impact fish migration and spawning rates. Because of climate change, it has become increasingly more difficult to catch prawn and shrimp. So if there are all these negative effects that not only impact the country's ecosystems, but also their infrastructure, why is there still so much deforestation? The answer is actually pretty frustrating the deeper we dig into it. Shrimp is Bangladesh's second largest export after ready-made garments. Over 2 million people are involved in shrimp farming, marketing, processing, and exporting. All these jobs have been able to provide new economic opportunities to the poor. In the 2014 to 2015 fiscal year alone, Bangladesh exported around $364 million in shrimp. You must now be thinking to yourself, wow, I guess it makes sense as to why they deforested all those mangroves to make room for shrimp farms. When mangroves are cleared for shrimp ponds, the land value actually decreases by $10,000 per hectare. Each year, Bangladesh is losing around $100 million because of mangrove deforestation. This is because mangroves create jobs in various areas such as climate regulation, coastal protection, fisheries, fuel, medicine, nutrient cycling, shelter, timber, and tourism, just to name a few. If we look over to Thailand, the annual value of these services is around $10,000 to $12,000 per hectare acre alone. At that rate, the estimated economic value of mangrove services in Bangladesh is over $4.43 billion. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk over some adaptation strategies that are being done to combat deforestation and blue carbon emissions. Integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, or IMTA, is a process of growing different species of finfish and shellfish with seaweeds from different trophic levels in an integrated farm for increasing productivity and profitability through the efficient recycling and reuse of nutrients. Essentially, the main principle of IMTA is to co-cultivate fish in these little pools in open waters. IMTAs aren't affected by floods, the rising sea level, salinity variation, or increased water temperatures since there seems to be a lot more human intervention involved in the process. Mangrove conservation has also been facilitated by REDD+, also known as Reducing Emissions from Deforestation and Forest Degradation. If adopted by Bangladesh, REDD+ programs would restore mangroves and is suitable for mitigating greenhouse gas emissions through the economic support of carbon offsets. So don't worry, Swifties, your Eras Tour tickets are going towards restoring mangrove forests. If REDD+ rehabilitated all deforested mangroves from shrimp culture, over 11,500 tons of blue carbon would be sequestered annually.
which does nothing in the long run considering Taylor Swift's carbon footprint is about 100 times larger than that, but that's not what we're going to talk about in this video, so I'm going to let it go for now.
Anyways, while these are great solutions to help combat climate change and deforestation in Bangladesh, social acceptability and the economics behind implementing these programs are going to remain a problem for the foreseeable future. This video was made as an educational student project for Biology 115 at Christopher Newport University. The resources that I used are cited in the description below. Thank you for watching.